The Boston Red Sox have taken a victory over the St. Louis Cardinals, a 6-5 victory. Got a little scary in the end for the Red Sox in the ninth inning, but they come through and get the victory and take the first game of this 3-game series in the middle series of their homestand. Big win for the Red Sox, obviously. And there's 2 more games left in the series. The Red Sox only need 1 more for a series win. This is Red Sox recap on Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derek, and let's get into it. Obviously, heading into tonight, the big storyline was Michael Wacha pitching for the Red Sox, Adam Wainwright pitching for the Cardinals. That was the big storyline heading into tonight, and I think that kind of played out. You look at Wainwright was Wacha's mentor in St. Louis, and you look at this year, Wainwright's been pitching well, and Wacha's been pitching well. So it was kind of the mentor versus the mentee. And I think it seems like the mentee came out tonight. Wainwright went 6 1/3 innings. He went 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, gave up 4 runs. And now Wainwright, he gave up 4 runs, okay. And then Michael Wacha was stellar, 5 1/3 innings, only 6 hits, only giving up 1 run. He only walked 1 person. The only run he gave up was the home run to Nolan Arenado, who just absolutely rakes off of him. So, you can live with that if you're Michael Wacha. That's the only one you gave up. So the pitching matchup pretty much lived up to it, besides obviously Wainwright running into a little bit of trouble in that 4th inning, and then also the 7th inning that turned out well, but he is only credited with 1 of the earned runs and 1 of the 3 runs in that inning. The other 2 were credited to McFarland, so they didn't get credited to Wainwright. It did get shaky in the 9th inning. The Red Sox brought in Schreiber after Wacha in the 6th inning. He went an inning and 1/3, and then Strom in the 7th comes in the 7th with 2 outs and goes an inning and a 1/3. Gets you through the 8th. It finishes the 7th and gets you through the 8th. Then the 9th, they brought in Austin Davis, and he goes 2/3 of an inning, and he gave up 3 runs. It was his first kind of big trouble, bad outing of the season for Austin Davis. He got 2 outs, but he gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. Just not a great outing for him. 3 earned runs. And then Out comes in. He has to get 1 out, but he still gave up 2 hits, and he even had an earned run tagged against him as well. So the 9th inning got a little scary for the Red Sox, but eventually they pulled it out and got the win, which, important. Let's be honest. They needed that, and Houck had to strike out, arguably the hottest hitter in baseball right now, and Paul Goldschmidt, to get that out. So that was that could have been that could have been rough. That could have been a rough 9th inning. That was getting scary for the Red Sox, but they held on just long enough to take a 6-5 victory. Obviously, look at the lineup. Duran, he had a triple to lead off the game. He also drew a walk. And Dalbec ended up pitching for him later in the game. But look at Devers, he went 2 for 3. He also got hit by a pitch again. Martinez had a hit. Bogarts had a big game, 3 hits from him. Story had a hit. Franchi had a hit. Bradley had a hit. Most of the line contributed. Verdugo went 0 for 4, though. Vasquez went 0 for 4. But that was it for the 0-fers for the Red Sox. Everyone else had a hit. And you even got a hit for Dalbec, who pinch hit. And I think it's huge to look at this game tonight. And it's like, yeah, okay, the Red Sox were much better today. 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position, only leaving 5 guys on, compared to the 1 for 14 they were last game against the A's, and the 13 guys that left on base. Like, that was ridiculous. So there was an improvement there. Obviously, the Cardinals, when they also went 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position, but most of that was in the 9th inning. Let's be honest, they put up 4 in the 9th inning. That was huge for the Astros. The Astros. What am I saying? For the Cardinals. That was huge for the Cardinals, and yeah, it was massive for them to get those 4 runs. They almost had a 5th one. They could have easily tied it, sent it to the bottom, and like tied and had all the momentum, or even taking the lead and force the Red Sox to score if they want to send it back to extras. So yeah, it was getting a little rough for the Red Sox, but they pulled it out. They got through it. They pulled it out, and they got the win, which is important. And this is going to be this home stretch matters because you got the St. Louis series. Then you go straight and you play Detroit right after this series. Then you get an off day, and then you start your really hard stretch of Cleveland, Toronto. Then you get the Cubs, but then you got Tampa, Yankees, All-Star break, Toronto, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Houston, and the trade deadlines in that series. And you get Kansas City, okay, Atlanta, one game against Baltimore, Yankees. Oh, then you get Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Then you get Toronto, Tampa, Minnesota, Texas, Tampa, Baltimore, Yankees. There's not a lot of like bad teams. But even if you stop before that Texas series, just go to the end of August in that Minnesota series, that's such a hard stretch of the schedule for the Red Sox. And the one good thing is that they have off days just about every week in that rough stretch. I mean, that first part of it is a little rough. The first part from the 24th through the 17th, they only have one off day, and that's July 30th. But then they play from the 1st to the 17th on 17 consecutive days in July. But then you have the All-Star break, which is a longer break, and then you get pretty much an off day after Red Sox. I think this is like a 10-game stretch, I think, where they play all at home, and then they get an off day, and then they get and that starts their off day like every week, repeating pretty much through that stretch of games. So it's going to be a rough couple months for the Red Sox, but if they want to win, these are the games you got to. If they want to make the playoffs, if they want to be good, you got to win these games. These games are going to be important for them, and they got to do it. St. Louis, it sucks to see Yadier Molina go on the injured list. I know Red Sox fans would have liked to see him play. It's last year, and I know they're going to want to hopefully see Albert Pujols play. We'll see if he does play this series. Who knows? I know the Red Sox don't plan on having a lefty on the mound, so we'll see whether or not that impacts things for whether the Cardinals use him or not. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll find out if they do or not. But they had Wainwright tonight. Hopefully Pujols one of these other two games. Missing Molina sucks. But this really is the St. Louis retirement tour. Let's be honest, this season. Not saying that they're not going to try and win. Obviously, they are. But at the end of the day, the story for the Cardinals is going to be those three guys this season because it is their last year. And yes, they are first in their division right now, but the story isn't how good some of their guys are playing. Obviously, Goldschmidt's amazing, and Arenado's played well for them. But that's not even the massive story. The massive story is, oh, yeah, you got Pujols, Molina, and Wainwright. And we know two of them are retiring, and there's a chance Wainwright could retire as well. So I think that's the kind of big storyline for them, especially when the later the season gets, it's going to be a big storyline. So we'll see how that plays out. And will that put too much pressure on the team? Who knows? Because we know the Cardinals are going to want to go all in, most likely this year, to win one for those guys, for that trio. And I think for baseball fans, if they look at it, if their team can't win, I would think most baseball fans are going to go, you know what? If we can't win, I'd be totally fine if it's the Cardinals. I think most baseball fans would say that this year. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Cardinals, though. Can they do it? That's going to be found out. And then the Red Sox, you're going to have this long stretch. This St. Louis series is kind of a precursor to that long stretch because you get St. Louis, but then you get a little cool down series with Detroit, then an off day, then it's off to the races against all these tough teams, and you've got to win those games. Obviously, the Red Sox wins have come against the sub 500 teams, but they're still MLB teams. You still got to beat them. A win is a win regardless of who it's against. So you still have to beat those teams. You can't take them for granted. And now the Red Sox just have to continue to play well, over the next couple months up through the trade deadline. Hopefully get some reinforcements and then, play well for the rest of the season, make the playoffs, and then make some noise there. But that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the links in the description, the podcast website, Instagram, Twitter, and all the crew's Twitters. Also, make sure to check out, stay tuned for potential Twitter spaces during Red Sox games. Check out, stay tuned all this stuff. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, be active in the comments because we'll reply to comments. We want to know your guys' thoughts on the game, on the Red Sox, on baseball, anything in general, baseball related. Throw them down there. We're gonna try and respond to them. Thanks for tuning in. This is Red Sox recap on Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derrik, and I'll see you next time.